Good afternoon and welcome to our webinar series. Today's webinar is for local education agencies and understanding the utilization of the Alabama Talent Triad. I'm Troy Thomas. I am the Director of Business Development for EBSCO Ed, supporting the Alabama Talent Triad, and I'll be your host on the webinar today. We have a few goals we want to accomplish here today. One is we just want to make sure you have a better understanding of the Talent Triad, what the state's trying to accomplish, what they're trying to build, and most importantly, the many benefits that it's going to provide to students and job seekers. Second, what you can do to support adoption of the Talent Triad, both from a student and job seeker perspective, and really how you can be an advocate for the Talent Triad. And then finally, we're just going to take a quick look at how to sign up for the Talent Triad and also just leave you with some links to some training materials for the Talent Triad. So why was the Alabama Talent Triad created? So back in 2018, the state and Governor Ivey set a goal of adding 500,000 additional credentialed Alabamians to the workforce. This was done to help, not only increase the skilled workforce, but also help increase the labor force participation rate. The state really lags behind the national average, and by just increasing the participation rate by just 1 point adds 50,000 Alabamians back into the workforce, which, as you can imagine, is a significant economic impact. So in order to do this, the state realized they needed a workforce ecosystem in which employers, education training providers, and students and job seekers could collaborate and build that bridge between education and workforce. An ecosystem that could really bring transparency to what students have earned and learned and how that's applicable to the types of jobs and roles that employers are looking to fill by making skills the common denominator. Most people would have a hard time articulating what they have learned or what they know and can do, but especially 14 to 18-year-old kids, and certainly when it comes to job searching and resumes. And kids in high schools are now offered and expected to do so much more with CTE classes, college and career readiness indicators, dual enrollment, clubs, co-ops, internships, apprenticeships. But the benefit is that they are gaining skills from all of those, and that should be accounted for somewhere. And the Alabama Talent Triad is helping to make sure all that learning counts and making it easier for them to articulate that and be connected to jobs. So it is a triad. There are 3 components. One is for the students and job seekers, which is the digital wallet or a digital wallet and learning and employment record. 2 is for employers. There's a skills-based job portal. And then the final piece is the credential registry, which is really a place for all education and training providers to park their certificates, licenses, credentials, degrees, all of their programs, and really be able to unbundle those down to the skill level. And all 3 of those pieces all interact, and we'll talk about that a little bit more further down in the slides. So who's invested? So while this is a state initiative, the state knew they needed to have investment to have success. They needed to have multiple government agencies. They needed investment from education training providers. They needed investment from workforce. And by investment, I don't mean dollars. I mean engagement and adoption. And that's happening today. The Department of Workforce, ALSDE, the community college system, adult ed, the chambers of commerce, career centers, and really kind of most importantly, the employers and companies across the state and really from all 16 in-demand industries are all interoperating and engaging with the Talent Triad. And that will continue to happen as we see really more and more companies sign up every week to be part of the Talent Triad and make their jobs a part of the Talent Triad. So you may be wondering, well, how's this different? What makes this different from LinkedIn or Indeed or Smart Resume or any of the other, workforce solutions that exist out there today? One, it's not an isolated solution. So it's not made for a particular school district or school system. It's not just for white collar or blue collar jobs or employers. This is a statewide solution for every Alabamian and every employer across the state. Two, it creates transparency of what students have earned and learned by making skills that common denominator. But it also still places value on the validated credentials and experiences that students have as well. Kind of similar to what's happening already today. Three, the Alabama Talent Triad is interoperating directly with the student information systems at high schools and colleges. So directly with PowerSchool and Banner to validate the students' credentials, which is very different from LinkedIn or Indeed or other workforce solutions where everything is self-attested. For students and job seekers who create a digital wallet in the Alabama Talent Triad will be supported through their retirement. They won't have a high school wallet that ends with high school, and then they won't have to sign up for a new wallet when they start college, and then that ends when they're done with college. They'll have a single interoperating wallet that can sync their learning and employment records and will follow them for their educational and workforce careers. And then finally, by choosing EBSCO as a partner, the state will be able to continue to receive feedback from job seekers and employers and continue to make customizations to meet the needs, and goals across Alabama and locally. On the last slide, I mentioned digital wallets and smart resumes. So those really are pretty commonplace in today's digital era. But what they lack are validated learning and employment records. LERs are what allow students to create those next-gen resumes that can really tell the full story of their educational career, their experiences, and interpret those and see how they align to career pathways and really make it easier for employers to better understand as well. This is especially important for people who have developed their skills through a wide range of experiences, like in the classroom, through an apprenticeship, on the job, or even through the military. They essentially bring to life what you have learned and earned and help you stay prepared for what's next. Maybe your company goes out of business, an industry fades away because of emerging technologies, or you just maybe want to make a career change. By having a digital wallet with your learning and employment records synced, you will always be ready and be prepared for that next step. There's a statistic that says people who are newly entering the workforce will change jobs 12 to 16 times throughout their careers. Being able to articulate what they know and can do and how their skills are transferable to other industries is becoming more and more important. So in addition to the benefits for students and job seekers, learning and employment records and the Alabama Talent Triad also provide benefits to the state and employers across the state as well. By providing insight into the state's talent pipeline, the state and employers can better understand where and how they can make additional investments to spur economic growth across the state. Just as an example, a couple weeks ago, we attended the Automotive Manufacturers Conference in the state, and they indicated they're looking to expand to build both gas and electric vehicles in the state. The expansion of that industry could bring billions of dollars to the Alabama economy. So having that strong pipeline of students and workers is imperative to bringing and growing industries like the automotive industry to Alabama. We also get weekly calls from employers who have jobs that they're looking to fill immediately, and they just haven't been able to do so with other solutions, because they need a solution like the Alabama Talent Triad that is able to centralize learning and workforce opportunities, making them easier to find, and is able to recommend and fill those types of needs more organically by making matches based on skills. And then also by bridging the gaps between education and workforce and providing a way for industries to better communicate their needs, the Alabama Talent Triad can better respond to meet labor market challenges like knowledge and skills gaps. So there's a lot of value to the Alabama Talent Triad. The state, students and job seekers, employers, but it's also very, very valuable to students and job seekers in many ways. One of those that's most important is that with their learning and employment records synced, students and job seekers would be able to get personalized, recommended career pathways based on the skills and experiences that are in their wallets. And employers today are really placing more and more emphasis on durable and soft skills as requirements for jobs. Skills like communication, leadership, critical thinking, problem solving, time management, and planning. All skills that can be gained from basic high school curriculum and extracurriculars they are involved in. Skills that they are gaining today and that should be accounted for. They'll also get recognition for real world experiences. Like I mentioned, students are doing a lot more today: co-ops, internships, hybrid apprenticeships. One example is the Pathways to Professional Nursing in Birmingham. There are so many programs like this one across the state, and students are getting real experiences with real skills that are going to be able to match them to real careers. So take a moment with me. I know I've covered a lot. Take a breath, and maybe just close your eyes and imagine an Alabama where students and job seekers can articulate what they know and can do, showcasing the skills that they have. Employers and candidates in Alabama are matched based on the skills of the job seeker and the skills needed for the job, thus increasing the likelihood of a successful match. And Alabama education and training providers are alerted in real time of new skills requirements and jobs, thus ensuring they're producing the pipeline of talent that's needed to meet workforce. So I know everyone's probably seen or heard of Lion King and the circle of life. This is the circle of economic growth for the state and its people. So how can we incorporate the Alabama Talent Triad this school year? We can be advocates and share the information and training materials, share the impact and the value. Communicating those through the schools will reach a lot more people than just the students. It's going to reach mom and dad. It's going to reach aunts and uncles. It's going to reach cousins, maybe even grandparents. This is a citizen level solution. At the high school level, this is an opt-in. So parents have to sign the opt-in for them to be able to sync their credentials. So be an advocate to the parents to get the opt-in signed and returned so the students can sync all of their valuable credentials and experiences and be able to be linked to jobs and connected to jobs and learning experiences with those. Just as an FYI, those letters were sent home or out on September 6th. And finally, advocate to get students signed up. Encourage them to create wallets and sync their credentials. Even without the opt-in, they can still sign up for a wallet and add skills and experiences and still get connected to jobs They just won't be able to sync the validated credentials. So be that advocate to get all students signed up for an Alabama Talent Triad digital wallet. So how does it work? First off, it's built for mobile and desktop platforms, so it can be accessed from virtually any device. You can go to alabamatalenttriad.com or scan the QR code that you see on the screen. Once there, in the middle of the screen, you should see a sign up button. You can click that and it will take you to the screen that you see here and ask you for some basic information: first name, last name, email. It wants you to pick a username and a password. You'll click sign up. Now you're signed up for a Talent Triad account. Once you're signed up, you can now access your wallet and begin syncing or adding credentials, skills, and experiences, building a skills-based resume, and being connected to job and learning opportunities. Here's a list of just some training assets and support links. Over on the very left, you'll see links for students, for teachers, for employers, to some self-guided training modules. I would encourage you to take all of those to see that from each of those perspectives so you can kind of understand that. There's also some links to some tools and different tools that you can use for the Triad. And then on the right side, you'll see if you're on alabamatalenttriad.com, this is what you should see at the bottom of the screen, how it works, learn more, find resources for Partners Help. That's where you can find the training links there as well. Thank you. Feel free to join any of our other webinars in the coming days and weeks. And please follow us on our social accounts to make sure you're getting all the updates about the Alabama Talent Triad. Also, feel free to reach out if you need a personalized training, if you just have any questions. We're always here to help. And we will make sure to get back to you and follow up on any questions or comments that you have. Like I mentioned, the state is continually seeking feedback from job seekers, employers, so we can continue to update and make customizations for the Talent Triad as well. So thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and I hope to see you on one of the upcoming webinars.
Okie dokie.